make it impossible for you to hack. And we've taken care of all of this, but Chidi perhaps may say more on that. The issue you raised in Bayelsa, I mean, it's understandable that sometimes people wait until the last minute or until they have some form of motivation, whether it's coercion or persuasion, before they come out. And by the time they all come out, then obviously it affects the orderliness in terms of the process of distribution. But specifically with regards to multiple registration, and I'm glad you raised this question so that I can clarify this. Before the 2011 general election, we were able to run the data on a segmented basis at the local government level, at the state level, through what is called the advanced fingerprint identification software. So we were able to eliminate about 870,000 multiple registrations. So we identified them. Somebody has registered more than once, and we caught it and we removed it from the register. But after 2011, we took a lot of time, and the time we took to clean the register was responsible also for the delay in the production of the cards. Because until you clean the register, you cannot begin to produce the permanent voters' cards. In the process of cleaning that register, it took us a lot of time to put every single person in a single database and to check all the fingerprints in that database and to eliminate multiple registrants. And we have removed over 4 million people who have done multiple registrations. Now we have removed them from the database. We have a business rule. If you register more than once, we remove one, we remove the multiples and leave only one. You can't be disenfranchised because you committed an offense. So if you do more than once, we leave one and we remove the rest. But you see, the person who has done multiple registration does not know where he was removed. Yes, he doesn't know where he's removed. So that is the problem. Somebody will go to a polling unit and say, I have registered here, I can't find my name. Until he gives us all the details, then we can prove to him that you are not in the register because you've done multiple registration and we've removed you from here. So that is part of the problem. And that was what happened in Anambra. Before we did the Anambra governorship election, we made sure that we eliminated multiple registration in that register. But you saw the confusion. People will come to a polling unit, they will start waving their TVC. At that time, they will say, this is my TVC, I'm not on the register, I've been disenfranchised. That is why we are saying this time we will not use TVC. Okay, because if you use TVC, over those 4 million people will come to a polling unit waving TVC and claiming that they are disenfranchised. That's why we must use the permanent voters' cards.
Okay, I really need to get people outside this hall to ask a few more questions because time is going very fast. Mercy?
Professor Jega, there are concerns, and I'll start with two before Twitter. There are lots of questions that you can answer the entire day if I give you the time to do that. There was fire outbreak at the Electoral Institute. Is that affecting the conduct, your preparedness for the elections? There have been groups and counter-protests about your removal from office. Are you being pressured to bow out of office ahead of March 28 elections? From Twitter, Maifiana Ifechi is asking, please can you shed more light on this issue about YDP? I think it's a political party. Are they going to be part of this election? The second question is from Mohammed Kamasho, also on Twitter. How can you accredit those that don't have fingers? He's asking from Kassina. I'd assume the physically challenged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. On Saturday, Friday night, Saturday night, there was a fire outbreak in our central store here in Abuja. This is a common thing that many people are aware. There was no general electricity, and when they brought back the light, there was a spark in one of the distribution panels. And that distribution panel caught fire, and it was around 11 p.m. at night. But we mobilized and got the support of the fire service, and within a period of 1 hour, the fire was controlled. Some 2011 old stock of electoral materials, primarily handbags for election officials and envelopes, were destroyed. No material relating to the preparations for the 2015 general elections was affected in the fire incidents. And that was why, in order to minimize speculation, we ourselves, Sunday morning, contacted the media and informed them. Nobody knew that this had happened, but we contacted them, notified them, organized a tour where we showed them this is what happened, this is the extent of the damage. It has not affected any preparation for the 2015 general election. And that was the opportunity they had to take photographs. But still, some of them have gone ahead to make sensational reporting out of it. But I can assure you that it was unfortunate that happened. You know, it was contained. Some materials were destroyed, but there were 2011 excess materials that had not been cleared out of the store. Even that, it was minimal, you know, and it therefore has no effect on the 2015 preparations for the election. Yes, there have been all sorts of demands for either my resignation or for my removal, and there are even now some demonstrations for that. As far as I'm concerned, I have a job to do, and I remain focused to do it. Nobody has told me I'm being removed. I'm not under any pressure, and I believe that it will be a disservice to this country at this point in time for me to say I'm resigning when I have absolutely no reasons why I should resign. So everybody in INEC is focused on delivering the best elections that we can for this country. YDP was an association that wanted to be registered, Young Democratic Party wanted to be registered as a political party. We did not register them because we believed that we had sufficient legal grounds not to register them. But they went to court, and the Federal High Court gave a judgment that they are deemed to have been registered. And we have already instructed our lawyers to appeal that judgment. And the officials of the party went around, evidently organizing press conferences and even saying that the court said we should put them on the ballot. I'm glad that even the court now had come out to ask them to show cause why they shouldn't be disciplined for lying against the courts. You know, so as far as we are concerned, we respect court orders, you know, but there is a process. You know, if there is a judgment at a lower court and you believe you have justifiable grounds to appeal it, you appeal it. So we are following the normal legal course. We believe that we treated them fairly, and therefore we have appealed that judgment. So to my mind, and from the best legal advice that we have received in the commission, that case will have no impact on the conduct of the 2015 general elections. The last question is
Physically challenged.
the physically challenged. During the registration, for people who have no fingers, we did special registration for them. And originally, that's why we have the incident reporting form. So that when somebody who has no fingers or has no hand comes to a polling unit, even though the card reader would read his card and certify that this is a card issued by INEC, there is no way he or she could be authenticated. So we have an incident reporting form. And it is this incident reporting form for the physically challenged that we agreed with the political parties when there was a general concern that in the context of Nigeria, many people's fingerprints may not be read by the card reader for no fault of theirs. So we agreed several months ago with all the political parties that once you come, your card is